Visually, it doesn't look bad. This one does make a little bit of a clicking noise, but definitely not. Alright guys, so I am like freaking out. Hopefully I can make it to my parents' house with that fuel pump. I think it's the fuel pump. This past week it's been like really loud, vibrating the whole car. Fuel pressure was bouncing earlier this week. I didn't think much of it. The car ran fine. So now I'm here on my phone watching my own videos on replacing the fuel pump to figure out if my fuel pump was actually bad at the time, and I said it was not. I just don't trust it, so that's a good sign. I will just go ahead and throw the Kemso 340 back in the car. Cool, always something with this car, always something. Hey, good morning guys. So day 2 with this issue. We're gonna go ahead and see if the problem recreates itself. Definitely not getting into boost, just trying to limp it to my parents' house, and we will see. So I'm gonna set you guys back here, but set this down. So it sounded somewhat normal, but then it stopped like a little bit early, and it had kind of like a weird hum to it. Alright, so for the most part that is what it should sound like normally. That's what it sounded like when we installed the pump, but the past few days it hasn't sounded like that. It was basically vibrating the whole car. I don't know how to explain it. It was like a deep hum, not just like a nice healthy pump, almost like a rattly hum. I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna limp it to my parents' house, and I think we're gonna put the other pump in just to be sure, and yeah. Let me check fuel pressure. So we're sitting a little bit below 40. I think we're good to limp it home at the moment. It did that whole stumble weirdness. Let's just get home as fast as possible. Alright guys, so cruising down my parents' street. At idle, it's totally normal. Car is having to add a bunch of fuel just to keep it happy. So, yeah, how fun. Yeah, either fuel pressure regulator or fuel pump. I'm gonna do both of them. I have both of them, so why not? We'll put an OEM one back in the fuel pressure regulator spot, and then we'll put the Kemso fuel pump back in the car. Let's do like another prime check and see if you guys can hear a difference. So we'll set you down here in the back seat. So fuel pump would be right there, and let's prime the system. Yeah, so if you guys heard that, it did a quick burst, just and gradually like declined on the hum sound. So I think it's definitely the fuel pump. So I went ahead and dug out the Kemso old fuel pump. It was sitting on our bench everything pretty clean. The O-rings, hopefully I can just transfer off of the pump that is in the car now. And then, yeah, so doesn't look so bad. Not many metal shavings on the outside since fuel pumps are magnetic, sorry. Only thing is, I remember I couldn't get this guy off, and we had to cut that end off. So what I'm gonna have to do is get the heat gun, heat this side up, pull it off, hopefully not break the barb off there, and we should be good. All right, so to start off, disconnect the battery, come to the back here, underneath the rear seat, there will be a carpet piece. Flip it up. As you guys saw in my previous video, never thought I'd be making this one again. I thought the Deatschwerks would be kind of like a set it and forget it for at least the life of the car, but performance things have proven to be a lot less reliable than OEM things. So keep that in mind before you start modifying your cars, guys. Anyway, we can disconnect this connector here. Set that aside. These ones have, on the front side, they have like a push. I believe the return is the blue, and then the feed is gonna be this black one. Get a rag and just sop up the extra fuel, lay the rag inside this piece right here, pull this up, and then sop up the fuel before you move these off and get it all over the car. All right, so we've got some fresh microfibers. Not the most absorbent, but it'll work. So we're gonna push in that top piece to release the line. So we'll do the return first. All right, fairly simple. Alright guys, so you go ahead and pull the whole sending unit, and then you can access the pump and pull it out. This is the pump that was in the car. Visually, it doesn't look bad. The only thing that I noticed is, I was like, what's that clicking? This one does make a little bit of a clicking noise, but definitely not. That's crazy. So I went ahead and started digging in here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So you can see I think that's like the impeller. So they do have play back and forth. Both pumps have play back and forth, but this one has like an absurd amount of the up and down. So I think like one of the bushings internally failed, so I mean I can lift up and push down quite a bit on that piece there. So and that is like the intake for the, I think the intake for the fuel is this one, honestly, because this connects to the screen on the bottom, like the strainer screen. But anyway, I mean you can hear how much play is in that and how far it moves, just up and down. So I think the pump probably still works, but this piece here, the bushing or whatever's holding it in, is totally just smoked, and it just has a crazy amount of play. And then we go over to the kemso pump, same thing, a little bit different on the bottom, but essentially the same thing. So you can move it back and forth the same, but there is no significant up and down play like what's on the Deatschwerks. Yeah, so you guys can hear the difference there. I would think it's just like a turbo. You don't want any in and out play, same thing. So bearings or bushings probably failed inside, resulting in this thing just being inconsistent. It doesn't have a tight seal where these impellers need to be sealing up. They're expanding and or pushing away and getting closer to the housing or whatever, and probably just creating fluctuation in fuel pressure. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy in. We'll see if that fixes the issue, and hopefully it does, because I really don't feel like messing with the car too much. All right guys, so we've got Kemso fuel pump inside the housing here. We've got the old Deatschwerks pump, which I'm having a hard time believing that that was the issue, or that could be the issue. I still think pretty highly of Deatschwerks and have not seen many failures online. I was looking all last night, but it's always possible. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this guy in, and we'll see if that fixes the issue. If not, I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and change the fuel pressure regulator as well, and make sure that that isn't bleeding off any of the pressure or something prematurely. But yeah, we'll go ahead and install this new fuel pump and see what happens. All right guys, so we got the fuel pump reinstalled, same way we took it out. Return line and feed line are both connected, and we have it all hooked back up. So I'm gonna leave the cover off, and we're gonna go ahead and prime the fuel system, plug the battery back in, and then prime the fuel system, sorry. And then we'll go ahead and see if it works. So let's go ahead and attach this. Tighten it down real quick. And let me set you guys back here so we can see if you can hear it. So I don't know if you could hear that, but that was a long time, and it sounded actually really smooth and really good. All right, yeah, so it brought it right up. So I think we're safe to start the car and see if there are any leaks or anything. It's so much smoother. That's crazy. So, no leaks, steady hum coming from back here. Sounds good, sounds smooth. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for the video. We've got the old Deatschwerks pump here. Let me know if you guys have ever heard anything like that out of a new fuel pump, like a new Deatschwerks pump, if you guys have access to one, or you know someone with a fresh one that they haven't installed yet. Shake it and see if it's all clunky like that, because I don't think that's normal, but I don't remember shaking it when I got it new. So I want to see if that's a normal thing or if that is the problem. We could just diagnose that as the problem if someone can confirm that they don't do that from factory. But anyway, that is going to be the video. Stay tuned for the next videos. The coming week, 2 weeks are going to be pretty jam-packed. We've got something big on the way, and I think you guys are going to be really excited. It's going to take the channel to a whole new level. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.